Hey everybody, it's Murgo, and today in this one we're going to make a guide on how to solo tribute farms effectively as a hunter. This video is going to be pretty long because I'm going to try and be as detailed as possible in case there's any struggle points you might find yourself in when trying to do these. And let's just get into it. So, first things first, I picked some talents that I thought would be the most effective for doing specifically this. They're not that great outside. I mean, you can use them, but this is mostly for just doing this. So in the survival tree, you want to get all the way down to improve feigned death at the very least. Even with this, some things will still resist you, so having improved feigned death is very useful. You don't really need sure-footed unless you're not hit capped like I am. I need it to reach my hit cap, otherwise I would miss a lot. So having sure-footed is a requirement for me, maybe not so much for you if you've already got hit cap outside with gear. And then just the other basic stuff. Deterrence does come in handy a lot when trying to survive if something goes very poor. So, having deterrence is actually very, very useful. Other than that, though, I like improved wing clip when it's necessary. If something reaches you, it helps you. Sometimes it'll immobilize. Useful. In the Beast Mastery one, we want to have endurance because a lot of times your pet is going to be tanking a lot of things, so the longer he can survive for you to get in position, the better. It's not necessary. I did it without it. I did this with my rating spec too. I just knew I would be doing a whole bunch of it, so I respect. Again, these talents aren't necessary. I did this in the rating spec, but I just feel like this will help it because improved revive pet, also very useful. You don't use much mana and it casts very, very quickly. Just very quick for getting around. Marksman, scatter shot, very nice. Aim shot, you'll be using it a little bit on the last boss. Hawkeye, very, very important in my opinion because it helps you get more damage in on the boss since he's running very far. And just barrage, things like that to improve your overall damage. Now, I think a Wind Serpent is the best pet. You can tame one of these in the Sunken Temple on the bottom floor. This is a, what's he called? Son of a car, I want to say. I like them very good because they have a range ability, so they can pull from further away. Helps with their survivability. They also have the dive, which is an 80% speed buff, just like dash. So I think Wind Serpent is probably the best pet you can use for this. And at the same time, one of their favorite foods is, whoops, I didn't mean to take that off, is bread. So one of their favorite foods is bread, which means you can give them conjured food and they'll happily eat it. So that means you won't spend any money on feeding your pet either. If you have a nice mage, that'll give you a whole bunch of food. And that makes them good in my eyes. They're good for a lot of things. So they have their range pull, they have the ability to feed them bread, everything you could want. And yeah, that's it. Alright, now it's time for the run. So what we're going to do, make sure you're in Cheetah. Make sure you have your pet staying, and we're going to start it now. So I usually send my pet in. Be careful of the guy that patrols back and forth there, but you send your pet in, he's going to aggro him, and he's going to run away. That way we can always get him to despawn. You don't have any risk of getting hurt. You just jump up here, keep going, he'll vanish. Yep, we're in the clear. So if you stay up here for a few seconds, they'll evade and reset. Wait here. There we go. Summon your pet back. Go ahead and top off his HP. And we're going to do it again. Have him stay where he's at. Get in there to aggro. Oop, this is going to be real awkward. Swap the monkey. And put deterrence on so all these dogs don't kill us. So you gotta be on the lookout for patrols like that. That's the only thing that's really gonna kill you. Okay. With that bleed effect. There we go. Grab the item. Now again, there's another evade spot right here if you jump on one of these. So if you happen to aggro anything, I didn't, so we're in the clear, we just run. Make sure you have if you're a dwarf, you can treasure track, or you can humanoid track, or whatever you find most useful here. But there are a bunch of treasure chests. I'll show you all the spawn locations I've seen so far. It's convenient as a dwarf because I can just see them. But, you know, you can go check for them too. Summon him up, make him happy, make him healthy. I'll go ahead and eat when we get to the next spot. Have him stay here again. Now, you may run into an eye that patrols up and down here, so if you have to, you gotta kill it. Have him aggro. Make him go reset. Sometimes you'll get crippled by this guy. There you go. You get to see it. If that happens, he might die, because I might not be able to get far enough in time for him to reset. Ooh, come on, buddy. Hang in there. Yeah, there we go. Just position yourself over here. Feign death again. Call him back, and you see the eye is on its way. You don't have to wait for this eye if you want to be risky and fast, but, you know, it's safe to always get it. That's the best way to put it. Want to be careful about it. Alright, I'm just going to top off here because we're out of mana. Again, you might be able to make him reset. Sometimes he resets, sometimes he doesn't. So this next pull, it's he might die, your pet, but he might not. So I send him to get the warlock, and then I send him back to the other warlock. Sometimes he'll reset. Might get lucky. Come on. Hang in there, buddy. Nope. See, sometimes he just vanishes at this point, and other times he doesn't. Don't know what makes the difference, but he didn't, so we're gonna have to res him. Now this next area is where it gets the most, I guess, awkward is the best way to put it, because I think this next area is what makes or breaks the run, whether you're gonna get through and die or you're gonna have to reset, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just very, very a difficult part. So, because the boss patrols, but so does an eye, and this is what will get you. So we're gonna have him go in, and we send him back to the Reaver, just to get all those on him. Hug left. Sometimes this will break, and there will be little guys in it, but, you know, if you can avoid it, that's for the best. Okay, there's the guy. I'm going to put Monkey on because he'll charge us. And then you can feign here safely. As you see, chest over there. It's locked. Unfortunate. Okay, see? The eye's coming, but so is, like, this is where it gets awkward, because you want to kill that eye, but at the same time, you can't do anything if the boss is there. He might get around the corner in time that I can pop up and kill the eye, but maybe not. Nope. Don't worry though, we can get away with it without worrying about the eye. Okay, so boss is going to patrol. He's going to come this way, and then he's going to start heading back the other way. We're going to wait for him to go back the other way, and then we're going to go for it. The thing about the eyes that makes them difficult is they can see invisibility. That's what the problem is. Okay, he's starting to head back the other way, so I like to start with a scatter on that guy. Or, sorry, the concussive on that guy, scatter this one. Now we're going to run over. Feign death there. And then we're just going to make sure you're in Cheetah already and use your Invisipot. He's going to see me and start summoning him, but it's not a big deal. I kind of got stuck on the wall there, you saw, so we'll be cutting it close with the lesser Invispot. Yeah, they're going to see me. Gonna go ahead and drop a Frost Trap. If I hadn't got stuck on the wall there, it wouldn't have mattered. But don't worry. It's not the end of the world if it happens. Just keep them slowed. Keep them waiting. And then there you go. That only happens if you get stuck like that, which I did because I'm a short little dwarf. Not a big deal. Wait for him to fully reset. Wait for the Frost Trap to wear off. And there you go. We're in the clear. You can make it without aggroing them entirely with lesser Invis pots, and they're considerably cheaper than the normal invisibility pot, so, If you're not an alchemist making them yourself or whatever, save yourself some money. You don't really need the invis bot. I mean, it gives you more leeway and you would never ever get seen by them, but again, I wouldn't have got seen by him if I just didn't stuck on the corner, you know. Okay, so we're gonna put our pet on stay down here. Put the frost trap up here. And this is, you'll see, this is kind of where it comes in handy that he can pull from in range. So the lightning breath, we're gonna have him send in. Make sure he gets everything. Okay. Alright, and then use your Sephorium charge. I have powerful. I made a bunch of powerful because I thought that it was going to be necessary for this, but large Sephorium works. And you don't need powerful. Now, unfortunately, he died. Usually I make it in here and he'll just despawn, but I kind of got... he didn't aggro there at the beginning. He didn't pull these, so had to send him back to make sure he got him, and he ended up dead because he took too much damage. Just top him off. Have him stay here again, because we want him to stay here, because we're going to run the whole length of this tunnel afterwards. Okay. Now come to about right here. Have him run in. It's going to aggro. Might get crippled again. It's not a big deal if you do. You'll always make it. He'll despawn again, so switch to monkey when this guy starts charging at you, so you'll dodge some of his hits, because he can mortal strike really hard. Get to here, just feign. Okay, call your pet back. Make sure he's topped off. On this next pull, he'll almost guaranteed die. I never found a way to make him survive this one. A lot of times you can make him survive if you're lining everything up well, but on this one, he just always dies. Purely because I can't get him to go far enough away. He won't attack. Okay, so you have to send him to attack like this guy, because if you try and send him to attack these, they render out of your view, so he won't go that far. So what you do is you send him to attack, make sure you're in Cheetah again, send him to attack one of those guys over here, and then have him attack the captain. And then he's just a sacrifice. So get by. Once you're about right here, you know, just go ahead and feign again. Drop combat and resurrect him. Okay, feed him. Make him happy. Now we gotta kill these Gordok mastiffs that patrol around here. So they patrol in a really funny way, and if they patrol out here, you're gonna have to wait if you get here too slow, because they'll end up like way out here. And they do like around the arena, out here, wait out here, come back, and a lot of stuff. Well, I had to walk away for a second, but anyways, they are patrolling back now, and they patrol in a really, really slow pattern. So they'll go over here, and then they'll come in this corner, and then they'll come back, and it takes them a long time to do it. So if you're getting here in a good pace, you'll never have to worry about that. They'll always be up here somewhere around the arena, it seems. Never had to wait for them to go there, usually. So, yeah, if you get here quick, you don't have to worry about that. But be careful when pulling them on the way back. You don't want to pull all these, or you're just going to have to feign death. You cannot take on... The 3 is already really annoying. They're very, very quick. So, dealing with them can be a nuisance. But they're close enough almost, so we're going to be able to pull them. And start with the little multi-shot there. Go ahead and Serpent Sting them all. Trigger that. Be careful, they can hit you on top. It's kind of a nuisance if you're too close to the wall or anything. Okay, we're just gonna scatter shot him to get by. Let the other ones come around that way. Just be careful with these fellas. They can be really strong and really annoying. Path back this way. Okay, we're gonna feign so they'll go to my pet. I'm gonna let him go by here. Oh, he swapped back. That was rude. I didn't do anything. Be careful, he's getting in close. Go ahead and loot it. There you are. Looks like my pet killed the other one, I'm pretty sure, so his sacrifice was not in vain. Oh, he didn't. Just kidding. There we go. Easy peasy. So this whole arena, once you basically get up top, you're in combat with these things around the side. They see very, very far. So anytime you're trying to do anything, you'll have to do it down below. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in combat. Which is only annoying because you can't drink and stuff, but usually not that big of an issue. Okay. So we're gonna head and res him. And we're gonna start going over the fight. Okay, so the fight itself involves having King Gordok run around this outer ring up top. So if we zoom out as much as possible, he's going to run. Basically, you'll be positioned right about anywhere between these three pillars. It doesn't matter so much. You want to be behind him because if he can see you, he'll charge you. So you'll be positioned in like this, and your pet's going to be up there. He's going to run back and forth between you, ping-ponging, as well as good old Observer, KOMCRUSH. So, KOMCRUSH is 3 different people every time you do this. Like, he can be, the same thing consecutively, but depending on his staff, he will use different abilities. This is the mage staff, I'm pretty sure. So if he's in this, it means he's going to use Fireball. He's going to use Frost Nova. It's the easiest one to deal with, in my opinion. His Fireballs hit a lot, so it'll hurt your pet very, very quickly at the beginning. But after that, I think he's the simplest to deal with because he has no healing abilities, I believe. He just does like a Berserk Rage thing, and he'll cause the boss to attack faster and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter because you're never getting hit anyways if things go well. So a few things to go over before we start, and you'll see how I set it up. You can get Feign Death resist here, so when you see me start doing it, I'm just going to go over what happens if you get a Feign Death resist. If King Gordok resists you or something right when you're here and you Feign Death and he's like here, you're going to have to dance around like this. He'll go that way, you'll go this way, and you'll just dance around until your Feign Death is ready again, while making sure KOMCRUSH doesn't attack your pet too much. You gotta get him back on you. And you just have to dance around until you can Feign Death again. This is where deterrence comes in handy. If the king does reach you, it's gonna hurt. So, you try and deterrence and dodge and parry as much as you can. So, let's just get into it. We're gonna pull the boss, and you'll see how it works out. So you have to make sure that your pet gets at least 1 damaging ability on the boss. If you do not let your pet hit the boss at least once with 1 damaging ability, every time you drink, it'll cause threat. So we're going to send him in now that we're pretty much in position. And he's going to shoot it, and then we're going to call him back as soon as possible. You see the fireball hit it for about 1,000. Usually hits 1,200s, but that was actually a lower end hit. Oh, there you go. Almost a 1,200. So we'll get him here. I'm going to pet stay. We're going to shoot the king on our way down. So we need to get him following us, and then we gotta shoot KOMCRUSH as soon as we can as well. KOMCRUSH on us, and start draining his mana immediately. Because we want him to have no mana. The sooner he has no mana, the better. He's less of a nuisance then. Okay, King's here. And Feign. Start getting that mana down as soon as possible. You can dance him so he wastes time standing there, if you'd prefer. Helps you drain mana quicker. My biggest concern at the beginning is always just getting KOMCRUSH to 0 mana. And if KOMCRUSH is going too fast, you can also slow him. He can actually be concussive shot. Whoops, dancing too much there. Fell down. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, we'll just Feign. Send him back. But, yeah. This is pretty much the whole fight right here. You dance him back and forth. Get him to 0 mana. It'll make your life easier, and then you start killing the king. So I'm going to hit the hyperspeed button here, and you're going to see the whole fight play out. That's that. Fight's that simple. And he's going to run back to the center. And there you go. So we run up and go ahead and loot King Gordok. And I'm not wearing any, I'm wearing a lot of like pre-bis kind of gear, but nothing phenomenal. So, you know. That's it. Don't need to be super geared by any means to do this. We go over and we talk to Mizzlecrafty. I'm the new king. Give me my chest. And then we get our loot. Now, the real moneymaker from this comes from this chest. So, when we open it up, there's a lot of stuff that people want out of this chest. Like this. I could sell this ring to somebody right now for at least 50 gold. Guaranteed. I could get somebody come here and buy it for 50 gold because this chest can be looted by anybody. So they can come in, they can loot the chest and get the ring. And I've sold like 4 of these for 50G already. I also have 2 of them myself. So, yeah, this is the moneymaker right here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in there and we'll wrap up this video first. I don't know if anybody would want this. This is the first time I've actually had a drop. I don't think so. It doesn't seem that great, so we're just going to vendor it. There's a vendor in the dungeon. Another moneymaker from this is the fact that you saw all those potions that you get. These sell very well. Like, this is worth a lot of money. I can usually get about 10G a stack for those. Now we're going to go back and look at all of the things that you can loot in the instance too. Again, more moneymakers. So sometimes one of the tomes will spawn here. You can loot it there. Did I get that from the boss? No. Tome can be looted there. We're going to go back through. Make sure we have our find chest ability on. Treasure. Can also talk to all of the guards to get buffs, but the buffs are very useless.
Only one is actually really good. Gives you more HP, so it's nice. I'll show you though quickly. Run it back through. I've seen a chest spawn right here before, in the back of these guys. Seen one right there, so make sure you loot there if there's one. Jump down. Come on, fella. Get up there. Oh, be careful of the eyes that we spawned. There could be a tome underneath this staircase right here. Chest right there. It's unfortunately locked, so, you know, can't get it. You have to respawn your pet so we can get by here. Okay. You can also talk to this guy for a spell crit buff. I think it helps Arcane Shot. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's considered a spell since it scales with arcane spell damage. Alright, let's go ahead and aggro so we can get by here. Okay, a couple of them pulled to me. That's fine. We'll just... Oh yeah, I never trained up my skill in two-handed swords when I picked this up. Whoops. That's okay. Just need to get to the door here. And there we go. Yeah, we'll live. Keep running. Another chest can spawn outside of here. I have seen it and looted it before. Can spawn around the corner down here. I'll show you specifically where I've seen it. Go ahead and talk to the guard while he's here. Again, useless buff. It says attack power, so it should give power to both range and melee, but it only gives it to melee. Kind of useless. But a chest can spawn right here. I've seen it. A tome can spawn right there for you to loot. And that's about it. Can't think of any more chests that I've seen in these runs that I've done. You can go down there and get the guard inside of here. We'll go pick it up too. And there's a vendor over here. Very useful. If the things are worth under 2 gold, I just go ahead and disenchant them because I'm sure I can get more than that for a crystal. I don't have any room right now because I just started, but go ahead and disenchant and we'll make some room. I took up enchanting purely for this. I'm going to drop it and take something else eventually because my mage is my enchanter, but no big deal. You can also vendor at this guy, so it's very convenient. You don't even have to leave the instance if you don't want to. And that's pretty much that. There isn't a whole lot more to say. I hope this was thorough enough. I tried to cover everything that I thought would be useful. The only thing I think I forgot to mention is in the event when KOMCRUSH is the priest version of himself, he can fear your pet if he reaches it, and you can use Eye of the Beast to reset your pet. So I'll just do it right now as an example. So when your pet would be up there, you know, let's just say he gets feared out of the way. Whoops, I went too early. Okay, send my pet up here. Let's say he's just hiding here because this is where he needs to be. Whatever, he doesn't want to do it. This is where he needs to be. When you leave Eye of the Beasts, make sure you're spamming pet stay, because otherwise he'll try and follow you. He won't stay up there. He automatically defaults to coming back, and he'll just run to you. So in the event that you're on the boss fight and you need to reposition your pet because he got feared or something, make sure you're spamming pet stay after using Eye of the Beast, so that way he can be positioned where you need him to be. But that's about it. That's all I can think of. Good luck with all your money. I'm going to find somebody to buy this ring and make 50 gold. Like I said, it's as simple as that. So it's very profitable and very effective. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.